So it's usually a bad idea to lump everyone together based on potentially superficial similarities, but I do find it funny that the so-called left, including even just the average common Democrat, continues to march blindly into authoritarianism while constantly repeating that they're waging essentially a holy war against fascism in the elections 2024. It's hard not to think that the propaganda priests are pulling their strings when the most absurd possibilities of their rhetoric and actions, their lack of integrity, come to the front so obviously, as if there were no other option but to be the most absurd blind hypocrite you could be. For quite some time, a huge number of people from the left called to defund the police, rightfully indicted the entire justice system, or at least somewhat mumbled about qualified immunity or police reform. I'm not questioning their beliefs when it comes to that stuff. I'm just questioning their level of self awareness and their awareness of the world around them. Because, first, in their fight against fascism, they embraced Joe Biden, a politician whose entire career revolved around creating and imposing draconian drug laws, authoritarian punitive concepts, bulking up the police in their arsenal, generally helping the state meddle with our lives. Then they accepted his corrupt state prosecutor running mate, another peach with a history of questionable ethics and authoritarian policies, very lightly sprinkled with 10-year too late so-called progressive reforms meant to alleviate the problems caused by Biden herself and their comrades to begin with. And now they're embracing Tim Walz, a politician with the voting record of a weather vane in a tornado who literally endorsed snitching on your neighbors for being too close to each other during the state-declared pandemic. The people who demand police and justice reform, who claim that they're fighting fascism, have accepted for themselves some of the most faithful authoritarians the state could offer them. I guess it's easier for the propagandists when both sides are fascist. It's tricky enough to vote for a politician who says he wants to change the state's oppressive policies when he actually has a decent track record of standing up for liberty. It's completely naive and insane to vote for the people who created the state you think needs to be reformed and expect them to enact significant change. When are these voters going to actually fire these politicians instead of just giving them chance after chance to repair what they themselves destroyed, only to have them ignore core issues and continue business as usual? It demands the utmost faith to believe that these authoritarians have seen the errors of their ways and truly wish to liberate the people from the state they themselves have worked to create, especially when they don't even acknowledge or admit the errors of their ways or the human costs of waving their big stick around. They just go up there and claim that they've always been on this side of the aisle and this is what they've always believed, but their records show the exact opposite.